but I remember things about students. Like I had one student who wrote me a story, and he wrote me a 4-chapter book. And he read it to me for his reward that day. So every time I gave him a star, he would read me a chapter of my book.
Yep, we are live. Hello, everybody. We'll give them just a second to come in. Evelyn Joy is here already. Teacher Kelly Tag is here. Thanks for joining us. I'm super excited to have you here. Thank you so much. We'll give them one more minute to get on here, but I thought it was great when I posted that thumbnail and they were like, hey, she's the training lead.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, yep, here they come. Great. Okay, so would you be able to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so my name is Luci West, and I am from Georgia, the heart of Georgia. I am 2 hours south of Atlanta and 2 hours west. Oh, I think it's this way west. I have to go backwards.
Yes.
Of Savannah. So I'm like right in the heart of Georgia. And I have 7 children, 5 boys and 2 girls, and 3 grandchildren, 2 boys and 1 girl. So we're overrun by boys, and I'm a grandma.
I couldn't believe it when you told me that. The first time I talked to you, I was like, really? That's great.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing. And Rebecca's here. Hello, Rebecca. Thanks for joining us. So let's see. I know there's a couple trying to find us, but I think we should get started since we already have some here ready to listen. Oh, thank you, Evelyn, for sharing the link too. It's all popping up. So Luci, just so you know, since you haven't done one of these with me before, when I look down, I'm looking at my notes.
Okay.
I look over here, I'm checking the live chat.
Right.
I mean, I've already warned you I'm busy anyway. So
yeah.
kind of gives me a good excuse to keep moving around. And normally I stand, and right now I'm in like a rolly chair.
So you might be doing this.
I usually do. I do. Even during my classes, I look back and I'm like, oh. Okay, so yeah, what was your why for becoming a VIPKid teacher?
Well, I was a teacher when I was growing up. I knew I wanted to be a teacher, so I became a teacher. And then I didn't like teaching so much in the school, so I quit being a teacher and became a mom.
There you go.
But I really do love teaching, and so I homeschool. And you know, your kids just don't appreciate you like real people do. Not that they're not real people, but you know, they just don't appreciate all of your teaching and just you. So I just felt like I wanted to do something a little extra. I have 5 boys. They were growing up. They were eating a ton of food, and our pantry was always empty. So I was like, you know, if I could do something, just a little something, then I could help fill the pantry. So this popped up on my news feed on Facebook one day from a friend, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. I think I'll try that. So I did, and I got hired. And the day, it's funny because, you know, things just happen and they don't happen by chance. But the day that I got hired, my husband was let go on his job.
Wow.
So
Oh, I just
it was
got the
like,
chills.
oh, wow, I think this is what I need to be doing right now.
Right.
So it was like my heart tugged at me to do something to fill our pantry. And then it was like, oh, the real reason I had you do this was because we're going to have this other event happen over here, and this is going to help with that. And then it just, I love it. I love it so much that our pantry is full. My husband has a much better job, and life is really good.
Good. I have to go to the chat really quick because Rebecca said what I was thinking earlier when you did the heart. I'm like, oh, TPR. And Rebecca just said she's rocking the TPR while she talks. At least I think that was to you and not to me.
Well, you know, that's why this kind of teaching really intrigued me, was because I always talk with my hands anyway. So it was like perfect. And even still, I'm gonna be like, it's perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing that CPR.
Yeah, we all do. Oh, thank you, Evelyn, for posting it. And Cindy Bennett said, hello, hi, Lucy, it's me.
Hello, Cindy.
Great. So if you're joining us, please let us know you're here in the chat box, and give us a thumbs up. Please like our video. And oh, somebody else said, oh, my husband is between jobs now too, and this job is paying the bills.
Yeah.
So
It's awesome.
yeah,
Such a great opportunity.
very good. So they get our messages after us. So you'll see when we talk, they'll get it like a couple seconds later.
Right.
So I'm
like
a little
that
bit
lag.
Yeah. Okay. How long have you been a VIPKid teacher?
I started December of 2016. So
Okay.
just over 3 years.
Great. And how long have you been a mentor?
Oh, I think I started mentoring, like consultation mentor, in, I don't remember. It was maybe the summer of last year.
Oh, okay.
And then I've been a workshop mentor since December. But I just started like doing them in January.
This December and January?
Yeah.
Really? So I
Workshop
lucked out when
mentor.
I got you as my one-on-one mentor then.
No, that's a consultation mentor.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
A workshop mentor I just started. The consultations are over. They don't do those anymore.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Wow.
So
Okay.
sad because it was
I
one of my
know.
favorite things to do.
Really? It was
Yeah,
fun to
it
get to know
really
you a little
was.
bit. We ended up talking quite a bit.
We did. And that's my problem is I like to talk, and I like to talk to teachers, and I have nobody but kids around me. So yeah, I get in those consultations and I'm like, just chop.
I did the same thing I told you I had my coaching call with Nancy Taylor the other day, and her and I were talking too, and I'm like, oh, I gotta like get to work before she has to leave. So okay. So do you work for any other online companies, ESL
Nope,
companies?
I don't have time to work for anyone else.
Right.
I
Strictly
don't.
VIPKid. Great.
Yeah.
That's great. I only work for VIPKid too, but I know this job can extend into other areas as well. So
Right. No, this is it for me.
now, do you have any other hats for VIPKid? Because is the train like you do a lot of the videos? How did you get started in that?
That's the Teacher Materials Collaborator, TMC. It's in the Builders program, I
Oh,
think.
okay.
So I was sent a message to be asked to be a mock class mentor, MCM. And I was really feeling very strongly that, oh, I'm putting too much time into VIPKid and not enough into my family. So I turned it down. Now I regret doing that because you can't get into it anymore.
Oh.
You just can't get there. So I turned that down, but then they were having this new position start up called a TMC, and it was only about 10 hours a week. And I was like, I think I'd like to do that. So I had to go through that whole application process, and that was in December of 2018.
Okay.
And I don't remember these dates. I'm terrible with dates. So it was around that time. And I went through that whole process, had to send in this big video and do a lot of editing of videos and make some stuff. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even have an editing program. So I just did some stuff, and they fortunately liked me. And I was invited to become a TMC, Teacher Material Contributor.
Great. You're great at it.
Oh, thank you.
I've watched tons. I do like your barn.
That's my favorite backdrop.
I think you're known for that one.
Yes. We did a lot of teacher materials that summer, and I had a barn behind me a long time.
Yes. If you haven't seen it, go watch some of her videos and you'll see it. So, oh, Rebecca said, oh no, the consultations were my favorite thing. Oh.
Yeah.
So guys, don't forget to put some questions in the chat. I still have more here for her, but when we do the fire round, we'll have some questions to ask you. Okay?
Okay.
All right, let's see. What does your VIPKid schedule look like?
Right now, my schedule is between 5:30 or 6. I choose when I want to wake up because that's my short notice spot is 5:30. Like if I'm
Okay.
feeling energetic the night before, I'll short notice it. So every single day at 6 o'clock until 9 o'clock my time. So when the daylight savings time starts, it'll be 6 to
Mhm.
10.
Okay.
And I know those last two classes are trial only or outside mainland China, but
Mhm.
if I open them, they generally fill with
Wow.
trials or other students. So
Right.
usually I have that full time. But like today, my 8:30 did not fill.
Oh,
So
okay.
sad.
I wish I could turn my camera right now because there's a big lizard right next to me on the window. So it keeps catching my eye, and I'm like, "Ew." I like them, but it's like right in my eye view. So sorry.
That's funny.
I warned you. Oh. So now you're also, so are those your hours just for teaching?
Those are for teaching. Sometimes, well, like last night, I do teach one student every single Tuesday night at
Mhm.
11 o'clock, and that will change to 12 o'clock midnight. And I told her I couldn't do that anymore. And so we're trying to figure out her schedule,
Mhm.
but she likes her lunch hour classes. And right
Ah.
now it's, they have the coronavirus, so it doesn't matter. And for the next month, I can teach her whenever. But I
Mhm.
have her every Tuesday night because that's my REP night where I teach the Rural Education Project.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were a part of that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm a part of that too.
Can you tell us about that? Because I don't really know much about it. Do you mind? I'm
um,
kind of adding to your questions already.
sure. The Rural Education is where I go in as a teacher for a whole class. So there could be
Mhm.
from 15, well, there could actually be one student, but I've
Mhm.
never had that small a class. My small class is 16 students up to 56 students in a
Wow.
class. And
Wow.
I teach it just like a one-on-one class. And we do, my favorites are the songs, like the VIPKid voice songs. I teach a
Really?
lot of vocabulary through that. That's my absolute favorite. I love that. And but I also do like there's storybooks, and so we teach stories and they learn their reading. They've got phonics classes, they have science classes. Oh my goodness, those are hard. I don't like those. I love science. I do science in my class, but those
Mhm.
are hard classes with a big class, and you have to call on students to come up and talk to you.
Oh,
It's
wow.
Yeah, it's hard. So a lot of times I'll have Meg and Mike, or I'll say boy and girl. And so all the boys do the question and all the girls do the answer.
Oh, good.
So things like that. But that's my Tuesday night. I have 3 classes on Tuesday nights when they're in school. And she's like, can I please have a class? I'm like, okay, you can have the class right after them. So on Tuesday nights now, I just open up short notice and hope to get trials. Yeah.
So,
So
are you in the trial challenge?
yes, yes.
What's your goal?
Well, I'm on the dragons.
Oh, I
I
wanted the
hope
dragons.
I hope to get 5 trials, but you have to get on the trial people's radar. It's
Right.
important. And I am on their radar because I do get booked a lot of trials when they're short notice.
Mhm.
But I've also suddenly found these other LPs who realized, oh, wow, she teaches those late hours. And I have this student who lives over here, and they're starting to book classes in my trial spots. I'm like, no.
Yeah. I've
So,
been getting a lot of trials. I've been the first teacher for the last 20. So I'm like, come on, I want like to be the second or third teacher for a little bit. So,
oh,
but we'll see. I don't remember if I'm one or two.
for
Yeah,
this month.
for the trial conversion.
Hmm.
I don't remember if I'm on the team that needs one or two
Oh,
trials.
gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
on the one that needs 5,
5. Yeah,
which I
dragons.
usually do, but then suddenly
Hmm.
I've had these other LPs start booking me. I'm like, go away,
I had
go
19 in
away.
September, and then they just totally dropped off in October. So I need to go back and watch my September and see what I did different.
Ah,
So, all right. Now this seems like a good time to talk about the trial toolbox.
yes.
Do you want to tell us a little bit
So,
about the trial toolbox? And I love your video, by the way. So
Thank
cute.
you. She asked me to make a 30-second video inviting people to the trial toolbox. I was like,
Huh.
oh, 30 seconds? That's not enough time. So I was making that video and it was 2 minutes and I had to cut it down to 30 seconds. And I was like, I made a 2-minute video. I'm putting it out there.
Yeah. I was gonna say that wasn't 30 seconds, but it was totally worth the watch. So if you get to see Lucy and her toolbox workshop, you've got to watch it. It's great.
That was fun. So the trial toolbox was my very first workshop that they asked me to do, which was so exciting. When I went to Beijing, I
Uh-huh.
met with Nicole and some people in the home office. And on my way back, it was like before I even left China, they were sending me a message. Hey, we have this workshop we want you to do. It's about the trials. And it changed, like it evolved from one thing that I thought I was doing to something completely different by the time I did it. But it's about what you can do to convert a trial, basically. And it's these tools that you can use or these strategies that you can use. And it's things that I've been doing, but also things that home office looked at and said, hey, these are things that parents have said hooked them for VIPKid. So it's like proven strategies. If you get a student to do this, parents are more likely to sign up.
Mhm.
So,
It was great. I think was there over 400 of us in that workshop, I think.
my word, yes,
It was huge, but I
it's
like that you had other
huge.
mentors in there helping, right? Or other
Um,
like in the chat.
there's
I think there's one
yeah,
in
I
the
think
chat that
Hillary was in
yeah,
there. She
that
said,
was
I
great.
can't pop in, but I'm going to be listening and I'll help you with the chat box. I was like, thank you, thank you.
That was great. Yeah. I remember you mentioning her for some reason.
Yeah,
um did you answer how did you become a mentor? Is that's through the builders program. So you have to apply
it's
for
the
that,
builder.
right?
Yeah, I had to apply for that. It was a long
Eh,
process. It was scary.
Really?
It really was.
I'm scared of certifying for level 7, never mind being a mentor.
Oh,
Okay, so you answered that you were a brick and mortar teacher.
I
So
was.
what grades did you teach?
I taught, my goal was kindergarten because I love the little kids.
Yeah.
I love them. So I was a kindergarten, I wanted to be a kindergarten, but when I did my student teaching, I was second grade and they
Okay.
stuck me there. So I became a teacher where I did my student teaching,
Oh.
but I really had a passion for having students mentor other students. So I started a continuous progress class, and we called it a CP class, where I had kindergarten, first, and second grade students. So I had 7 of each. I had 21
Mhm.
students, 7 kindergarten, 7 first, 7 second. And when they graduated second grade, a new set of kindergarten students would come in.
Okay.
So it was a great, great class.
Mhm.
And then,
At our school, we called it multi-age.
yeah,
Yeah, good. My friend's doing that right now, actually.
really, that's cool
Yeah,
that it's still going on.
yeah. They're in Germany at a dog school where I just
Oh,
left,
okay.
and she used to do it in Japan too. So
I think it's
okay,
great.
yeah. What is your favorite teaching moment or funny story? Something.
Yeah. See, you sent me that question and I tried to think of one. There are so many. If you
Mhm.
asked me, it's like if you asked me a favorite student, they're all my favorites.
Some on different days.
Yeah.
Sometimes
But
I'm like, where did you come from today? Usually you're so calm.
yeah. Um, I I have so many fun stories. I don't know if I have like a funniest moment or a favorite story, but I remember things about students. Like I had one student who wrote me a story and he wrote me a 4-chapter book. And he read it to me for his reward that day. So
Oh,
every time I gave him a star, he would read me a chapter of my book.
oh, great.
And um, then I have students who make things for me.
Hmm.
Like if when I see her, she'll be making things and she'll say, okay, today I have for you. And
Oh,
she'll
that's so
start
cute.
giving me these pictures. And so one day she taught me how to draw a picture because she likes to draw these anime pictures of fairies and elves. And I was like,
Hmm.
okay, you teach me how. And so she came prepared to teach me how to draw an elf. And I had to draw an elf on my whiteboard and it was horrible, but it was such a sweet moment. And I don't know if I have like a favorite. I can't, I don't know.
Right.
Too many connections and too many moments that make them my kids and don't mess with my kids.
I already feel that too. Yeah, even when I first started, I was like, hey, that wasn't very nice. She's great.
Yeah, yeah. I did fight with some teachers. I don't know who they are, and so they're probably not watching because it was 2 years ago. But I converted this one kid named Eddie, and he was like awesome. He was the TPR king. He did TPR for everything. I didn't have to teach it to him. He was teaching me TPR,
Mhm.
and there were 3 teachers teaching him, and we all were fighting over him. Like, this is my student, back off. Guess
I
what?
do I
I
do
went.
share one of mine with another teacher, and I love it because her and I write back and forth.
Yeah.
So it's kind of neat that it's the same two
Oh,
teachers.
I do have a few students that I share with other teachers. Just
Hmm.
don't tell me that I can't have my kid.
I know.
Yeah, I was like, this is my kid. I
Mhm.
converted this kid. He is mine, and today he will not take from any other teacher. Sorry, teachers.
Uh,
Sorry.
Especially now that he's taking classes 7 days a week.
Ooh, your
So
kid.
he alternates. Yes,
Ooh.
he alternates with me and Teacher Lisa. I don't know who you are, but you're great. Keep the teacher feedback. I love it.
I do
Um,
like that teacher to teacher feedback when we converse. I
yeah,
have
I'm
two
not.
that I call them out and I'll say, "Hey, teacher, blah blah blah," da 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 da, and never get a comment back from 2 of them. I'm like, okay.
Maybe I should write to her. I should and just say hello. It's nice to meet you. Let's see. I think we get to check the chat box now. Let's see. We have 5 people in our chat, and I saw something. Rebecca asked, what is a good step to take if someone wants to get more involved with VIPKid besides teaching? Good question.
I think you have to go through the builders program. So that's the hard part because they have hundreds of applicants. Whenever they open something up, it
Hmm.
opens up to so many applicants. I know, I don't know. I mean, I can just guess. Like, I believe this is Lucy. I Because I was told when I applied for some things that they looked at my feedback that I gave to parents. They looked at my followers. They looked at the number of classes I had taught. They watched some of my classes, and
Hmm.
then they decided if I was a fit for whatever program I was trying to apply to. And then a lot of it has to do with applying. You just, I wish it was easy and you could just say, "Hey, I want to do this,"
Yeah.
and have something for you. I know that when I met with Jessie um, at VIP Kid headquarters, one of the things that she asked me was, "We really want to help teachers become more involved." She's very, very much wanting to help the teachers and
Hmm.
very concerned that so many teachers want to be involved, but with 100,000 teachers, how can you do that?
Right.
So I know they're trying to find more ways for teachers to be involved, and that's part of why the Facebook groups have these moderators.
They
And
need
the
them.
Hutong has a moderator, and so that's one way to help teachers get involved. Another way is doing some of these, like the Wuhan video,
Hmm.
um, that where you can have that to for parents to see. But as far as a job, I don't know, other than to
Yeah.
apply.
Hmm.
But they want to help
Yes.
them.
Good. I think I think Jesse might have been at my first journey. Maybe. I
Maybe.
don't remember now. I think. Anyway, let's see. Rebecca said teacher to teacher feedback is so often a missed gem. I agree
Mm.
with you. And Lucy, can you tell us a little bit about your trip to China?
So I went to, what do you want to know? That could be an hour-long conversation. And
Well, we've only had 20 minutes.
I
So,
know.
I mean, we've only been on for 25 minutes. So,
Um, well, I was blessed with the trip. because I ended up not paying anything to go. Well, I did pay for the visas, which were hugely expensive, but I think some of the things that I took away are the parents that I met are super, super, super supportive of us teachers. They appreciate us so much. They really value teachers over there. And when I went, most of the things that I did, they insisted on paying for. Like I couldn't buy any meals for myself. If I went into a store and I was looking at things, I had to do it without any parents because they would immediately pick it up and buy it for me, which was crazy. I stayed in a 5-star hotel that a parent paid for.
Oh, wow.
Seriously? And she bumped me up to the club suite. They're rich. I mean, like, they're really rich.
Aw. Well, that was
But they wanted
sweet
to
of them.
host us and they wanted to help us have a good trip. So this one family, I teach 2 of their kids and I've taught 560 classes. Like, it's crazy, the number of
Wow.
classes. But they took us for 2 days on everything tour of Beijing. And we rode on the back of e-scooters, we rode bicycles. I mean, it was crazy. So, and it snowed while we were there.
It snowed.
It snowed. I don't get snow in Georgia. So it snowed while we were there.
Were you prepared?
Yeah, I think we were prepared. The weather was not as cold as they made it out to be. It was cold for them, but not cold for us.
Oh, okay.
So, and I had long johns, I was prepared as far as clothing and all goes. I spent a day with a family or a mom. She took us out while her son was at school. She wouldn't take him out of school. So she spent the day with my daughter went with us with me. So she took us to the hutongs and we went through some big hutongs and some stores in there and ate some of the street food, which was
Oh,
really cool.
yum.
And went to the bell tower and the drum tower, and that was really cool. In my homeschool group, we were studying water clocks and those first clocks, and so I got to see the actual clocks
Oh,
in
wow.
Beijing, which was totally awesome. And then I went to Hainan, the Hainan area, and stayed with the mom of the student who I went up there to see, and stayed with her for 3 days and went to church with her, which is such a cool experience. And then came back and I visited the home office, which was super, super cool. And I thought I was meeting the people I work with to make videos and things. And I was meeting them, but I actually sat in an office and we had a meeting.
Oh,
Like, what do you think about this? And we want to do this. And what do you think? And I was like, oh, wow, this is like an actual meeting.
it's not just a hello.
No, it wasn't just hello, I'm so excited to meet you. No, it was like a meeting. And I sat in Jesse's office and met with her for an hour and met firemen. I met Feifei, which was cool. She took me on a tour. And then I spent 2 days with another family. I had a family come up from Hong Kong.
Oh, wow.
And he skipped school. Like his mom said, we're not coming to school, and got permission. And they skipped school and came and saw us for a day and a half. So that was
that's great. So how many families did you get to meet with?
I met 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 families.
5. Wow.
Yeah.
I was trying to count while you were talking, but I had 4.
I met another family in the Hainan area. There was another family who lived very close to where I was staying, and we met for dinner that night at a big mall, a shopping mall. We had hot pot. It was so good.
Did you? My students have been talking to me about it.
That's the best food ever. I had hot pot 3 times at least. It was great. It was very good.
I'll try anything.
Hot pot was my favorite by far.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Just don't get Sichuan hot pot because that's really spicy hot. Not just hot, it's spicy hot. It was no.
I can't do it.
No, I couldn't either.
Let's see. Evelyn Joy said listening and crocheting a microphone, starting number 3 out of 4. She is so crafty, and I'm so excited because she's making me a nameplate, and it's a
Yeah.
name sign, and it's gonna go right here. So
Oh,
she actually just did a whole YouTube video on her crocheting. She was literally, I gotta tell you, she was holding her new baby that she's just had. She's still teaching classes, holding her new baby. She had her 2 daughters here, one sleeping, crocheting, and videoing. All
wow.
It was great. Okay, let's see. Cindy Bennett said, "Are you going to Journey, Lucy?"
Yes, I'm going to Journey. My first one. It's in Georgia.
Oh,
I have to go.
that's true. Oh, I didn't get tickets, but I already told you about that.
Yeah, I'm
So
going.
yes, Cindy, you'll get to see her. And Rebecca's question, how have you kept up with Sweet Jasmine's mother?
Yes.
Oh,
We talk probably once a week at least. Sometimes I'm very skeptical of messaging her because it might dredge up memories. Right now, I know that they traveled to her parents' home and they haven't been able to come back home yet.
oh,
So
she's
she's had a long time since the middle of January, almost 2 months now, that
wow.
she's been with her family. I think it's good because when she's there, at least she's got other things to do. She's not sitting
Mhm.
at home by herself. Her child's not at school. She has another boy.
Right.
He's Jeremy, who is 4 years old. And so he is there with her and they're making memories, really
Mhm.
good memories. But she will message me. Like I talked to her 2 nights ago and she said that her heart, it just hurts. She would
Oh,
rather not have been born than to lose her daughter before she left.
oh, yeah,
It's it's
no.
hard. It's just so hard.
It is. I was following your story. I have to tell you, I cried sometimes and smiled. It was just, and I never met you. I hadn't met the mom, but as parents, we're all.
Oh yeah.
Rebecca, you've got some great questions. Thank you. And Paula's here. Hello, Paula. Thanks for joining us. I think I've said hello to everybody. I hope so. If someone else is here, please let us know. We have 8 in the chat that I can tell right now. So, okay. If you have any questions, guys, put them in the chat and I'll check them here in just a few minutes. Okay, are you ready for our end questions?
Okay.
Until
I
I
don't
check the chat again. What's that?
Yeah. I was like, I don't even remember what they were.
Oh, these are easy ones. You've got them.
Okay. Maybe.
They're just the hardest 3. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so what do you think are qualities of a good teacher?
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. I think the qualities of a good teacher are being able to adapt to your student and
Okay.
knowing how to evaluate your student so that you can help them become successful. I think one of the hardest things is when we go in there going to do our own thing and we're going to teach in this certain way and it does not adapt to the student. So a good teacher can adapt to the student's needs and
Mhm.
teach for the student and not for themselves.
Good.
Does that make sense?
It
Okay,
does.
good.
Yeah. And it's funny that comes up a lot. There's
Hmm.
been many different qualities of a good teacher, but I think that does come up with probably a lot of the teachers that I've talked
Yeah,
to. Yeah.
I think adapting is number one, and then just being yourself, having
Mhm.
fun, really having a lot of fun. Not that it's just another job, it's another kid, it's another 30 minutes or 25 minutes. That it's really something that you pour your heart into, and
Mhm.
every single class is geared for the student that's in the class,
Yeah.
and that you make a connection. I really think connections make a good teacher.
Yeah. I love that part now. I didn't expect to make that many connections when I first started. I mean, I wanted to be a teacher and I've been a teacher for 10 years or whatever, but
Right?
I didn't expect to make these connections, or I guess I didn't expect to have the same students all the time either
Right.
when I started. Um, I had another question that you brought. Oh, I was going to tell you, we did talk about trial lessons this morning because, of course, that's on a lot of teachers' minds. And
Right.
we talked about switching them. Like, should you switch? Should you not? And so there's another reason to go to Lucy's teacher trial toolbox.
Trial toolbox, yes.
Trial toolbox workshop. There we go.
That's right. Trial toolbox workshop. And I'm not the only one teaching it or leading that workshop because Hillary leads it. She usually leads it on Mondays, and then Stephanie Riviera leads it on Saturday, I think.
Rivera, right?
Rivera?
I don't remember, but I've been to one of her workshops before. Stephanie, yeah. I've been to one of her workshops.
She does it on Friday. So it's, and you get different perspectives. So if you take it from one person and then you take it from someone else, you're going to hear some new things that are really cool. So I'm taking Hillary's on Monday.
Right.
Same PPT.
We talked about that. You said you were going to go to another one. And we both have a workshop after this. So
yes, we do.
Okay. What is your biggest strength as a teacher?
Oh,
we're changing that question, but
okay. I think my biggest strength is getting to know the student, building rapport. Is a big one. And I think that because I have students who stick with me and, you know, teaching 500 classes to one student, that's pretty good rapport right there, you know.
Right.
Building rapport is a big strength, but also scaffolding, really knowing and learning to evaluate a student's ability and then building on that. So evaluating them, no matter what level they're in, what is their true level? And then scaffolding down or scaffolding up based on their level. I think I have a really good handle on that.
So how do you do feedback 500 and something times for the same kid? Doesn't it become redundant?
No, of course not.
I need to take feedback workshops is what I need.
I'm sure that some parents just skip over my first and last line because it's the same for every kid, for every single class. It's hello from Teacher Lucy. I was so happy to meet, or I was so happy to have class with, or, you know, whatever with the student. And the very last thing is, thank you so much for sharing class with me today. Every class is a joy, Teacher Lucy.
I copied your beginning, by the way. Ever since we had our consultation, everything says, hello from Teacher Kasie.
Yeah, some parents may skip over that. But, you know, I wanted them to know that, hey, you know, you say hello to people. I want to say hello. I want to be conversational in it. So
I have my papers. You did them on a whiteboard, but I have one for students, and I ask them different questions every time for my rapport building, and I keep it. So
oh, that's so good.
That's Teacher Lucy tip right there.
Ding, 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 ding. That is one of the things that I do in feedback. You know, I ask them, so what did you do today? Or I'll remember something that they've already done, like Mark, who writes books. I'll say, you know, Mark, last time we had class, you were on chapter 2 of your book. What's new? What did you add to your book? Or I know that he likes to read. Mark, what are you reading this week? So I'll ask questions that I know the student will be that I know about him. He also likes swimming. So he does swimming competitions, and I'll ask, he'll tell me he's nervous. Why are you nervous? Because I swim on Friday. So the next time I see him, I remember that he had a swimming competition. Mark, how did you do? Did you win? I was rooting for you, you know, and I talked to them about it. So I do spend a good 2 minutes on rapport every single class. And in my feedback, I put in there what I learned. It helps me remember when I go back, you know, it helps me remember, but it also just builds that relationship, and the parents really, really appreciate it. I get a lot of comments about having conversation, about scaffolding, and about remembering something about their kid, and they appreciate it. So
good to know. Good info. Okay, I'm going to check the chat. Cindy, she said she's so sad for the mom and so good that you got to be there for her. And Rebecca, thanks for coming. She said she's definitely going to finish this later. Thank you. Thanks, Rebecca. Okay, my last question was, what is your favorite resource or book, professional development?
Oh yeah, I forgot that was a question.
Okay, well, let me ask you this while you're thinking of it. You have a YouTube channel, right?
I do, sort of.
You don't post very much there?
No, absolutely not.
I feel like all of your like workshop videos or something could be in there. Or is that not?
No, I can't put anything from that I make for VIPKid. I can't put in there. And I am so busy with
Yeah.
them, like crazy busy sometimes, that I just don't do very much. I
Yeah.
have some private videos that I made, like I wanted to be a TMC, so I have a private video that's just for them. And for Workshop Mentor and for Level 7, when we first had Level 7, we had to make this big video on what classical education is and why I would be a good Level 7 teacher.
I really wouldn't have done it.
That was hard. I was like, oh, I'm never going to pass this kind of thing.
Wow.
But yeah, it was crazy. I have thought about adding to it because suddenly I have subscribers. I'm like, where are these people coming from? So I've thought about
Recently,
adding.
because I have told everybody for the last
Yes.
few weeks that you're coming on here, so maybe they're trying to check your channel out.
Maybe. I'm not a YouTube person. I'm not an Instagram person. I don't post a lot on Facebook, but I've considered it. I just don't make the time for that. It's not that I don't have time, really. It's I don't make time for that.
Right. That's not a priority for you
No.
right now.
I
Yeah.
did have someone say, "Do you have your own like Facebook page like some of these other mentors do?" And I'm like, no, I don't even want to do that. That one's not happening.
Yeah, I have two. But I have amazing, like I said, my friends are in the chat right now, and we all help each other when we can. But I've kind of like asked them, how did you set up your Facebook page so that it's positive? And trying to,
That's good.
so I feed off them. All right. So did you think of a favorite resource or book?
I don't have one. I don't read much.
I'm
I
not a reader.
read for I tutor high school students also. And so all of my reading is dedicated to whatever they're doing. I do have a book that's called Teaching at Rest, Teaching from a State of Rest or something like that. That's on my to-do list. It's a resource that a lot of other people have told me to read.
Oh, really?
It's on my to-do list. No, so my reading right now consists of reading the Aeneid and Ravi Zacharias' Jesus Among Other Gods, Mere Christianity, and Latin, physics. Yeah, I don't have time for any other resources.
I don't blame you.
I just don't.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's see. The next is plug your channel or what you're working on. And you've already pretty much told us what you've been working on. You've got a busy schedule.
Yeah, I love doing it. I really do.
You.
I don't have a channel to plug. Maybe I'll come to you for advice when I decide to start plugging in more.
I'll let you know about my friends. Help me.
So I don't do very much social wise, like social media wise. And what I'm working on is mostly VIPKid stuff.
Right.
Right now I don't have any work, so this was a good time for us to meet.
Yay, I'm so glad.
We just finished up the other certifications like grammar, just finished grammar, so that was hard.
Is it because I have that one?
No, like not hard for you, hard for me, because when we do those videos, it's like we have to research, okay, what is contextualization and how do I explain what that is without sounding too like up here?
Yeah.
And they wanted me to use the word in a video one time, and I was like, I've never used that word in my life. Are you kidding me? I mean, I said that. I was like, seriously? I have to say contextualization? I've never used that word. Teachers aren't going to know what this means.
Grammar is so hard for me. My friends in the chat know that is like
I love the grammar. Oh my goodness. I love the classes, like love the classes. And some of it's hard and it doesn't make sense because we don't speak formally.
Right.
And formal grammar is much more difficult than just casual grammar. I had the very nicest message. I don't even know who the person is, but yesterday, I mean, when I did the grammar, I told you that one was hard. It was just really hard.
The newest grammar that just opened?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll
That
have
was
to
hard
watch
for
it.
me, not for y'all, but for me. It was just
Yeah.
hard. And I got a picture of me. Oh, you can't see that because I have a green screen.
Yeah.
That's funny. But it was a picture of me. Somebody randomly sent me this in Facebook and said, "You did an amazing job. Thank you. I love your Morning Star bracelet," because I have that on also.
Aw.
But she sent me a picture of the grammar certification, and that was like,
Oh,
okay,
good.
somebody got it. And, it did make sense because I worry. So I sent them a message, the person who was over me. I said, "Can I redo 2 of those videos? Because I'm not sure I like them." And she said, "Oh, no, they're already on YouTube. We're done." She said, "I thought they were great. They're done." But I'm so critical of what I put out there, and I want it to be the very best, and I want it to be helpful and informative. And so it's just really hard.
That's why I do these lives, because
Love
I don't
us.
like editing. Okay, that's not the only reason why I do the lives. I love the one-on-one talking, but editing is not my strong suit. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
it does
So,
take a lot.
well, great. I don't see bring and take is rough. Did I miss something, Cindy? She said bring and take is rough. Oh,
Is
are you
that
talking about the
grammar?
grammar? See, there's my grammar. I'm like, huh? Now, Cindy is a math teacher, I think, if I'm correct in that. So, well, that is all I have, Lucy. And I
Okay.
think we're doing good because we still have 12 minutes before our workshop. So
I'll
thank
see you there.
you so much. I know. Here's our thumbs up. Thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun, and I've learned a lot from you. Both times I've gotten to talk to you, and I
Oh,
just enjoy it. Thank
thank
you.
you. You're awesome. Thank
All
you.
right, everybody. And thank you for joining our chat today. And yeah, this has been great. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. I have another live.
Oh, wow. Who do you have a live with tomorrow?
Kasie Morrow. She is actually a VIPKid teacher in my Nancy Taylor group
Yes?
that we're doing that course. And she's one of the teachers in there also.
I think I know that name.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure I do. Yes.
Yeah, so she will be here. And then I have Penny Davis coming the following week, I think, the following Thursday. Yes, because it's on my birthday. I'm having cupcakes. And then I hope I'm not missing anybody. And then Nancy Taylor, I just announced that she's agreed to come on, and I thought that was great too. So yeah, well, I hope you do know Kasie. That's fun.
I really think I do. That name sounds so very familiar.
She seems sweet, and her videos are great. So,
Yeah.
Kelly said, great interview. Thank you, Kelly. I know, isn't she awesome? Thanks, Lucy. Okay,
Thank you.
I'll see you in just a few minutes at our workshop.
Okay, bye.
Bye, thank you. It takes me a minute to find the end button.